You know, there's probably something, if I'm really honest, and you are really honest, that you're not doing that you know you should be doing. Some bold forwarding action. Something that you know that if you just did, you're going to forward your life in some good way, some positive way, some way that's going to bring deeper meaning, greater freedom, perhaps greater success. But we're not doing it for some strange reason. Perhaps we go for this goal that we have in our life, whether that be in relationships, whether that be in our work and careers and our business, whether that be with our families or our health and our vitality. Sometimes we can make decisions and just not follow through. In fact, self-sabotage ourselves. I feel that this is one of the core main restrictions, constrictions that holds us back, literally, from enjoying the freedom that comes from going after what you want without any type of inner impediment, without any feeling of resistance, without any fear holding you back, without any heroics. This particular journey that I've been on of trying to find out how can I find ways to attain my goals and to help others attain their goals. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, desires, all of it, head to toe. I came to this ultimate realization from working with all my mentors and seeing this said in many different ways, especially by the wisdom masters of old. They alluded to this fundamental wisdom, which I want to share with you, which is what I feel is the essence of turning our personal turmoils and our planetary turmoils around, starting now. So kindly listen, not just from your intellect, but listen with the openness and the willingness to take some strong, bold, direct action. Because perhaps what I will share with you will give you the key that'll unlock your ability to move forward with ease and with directness, with the force of a warrior and the wisdom of a sage. What I discovered was that we have within us this part, this choice maker, you, me, all of us, we're choosing something. And by the nature of our very existence, we desire to experience more life, whether that be a home, whether that be a swimming pool, whether that be, trips around the world, whether that be education for ourselves and our families, whatever the desires are, they're endless. They're endless and endless. And what I discovered is I can say, hey, listen, just be desireless. Like the old wisdom masters or Buddha said, hey, let go of attachment. Don't be so attached, then you'll have more peace. That makes a lot of sense. But all of a sudden, even when you try to detach and let things go and not make them so important, reduce their value in your own mind's eye, so you can find this elusive peace, all of a sudden those desires pop up. Again and again. And I realized ultimately that if I felt those desires fully, rather than push them down, suppress them in some way, and I was going forward and I felt it fully, that those desires were actually coming from deeper within. The outside shape and look of them was one way, but really there was a feeling behind those desires that I was really wishing to attain. Whether those feelings were wholeness, peace of mind, inclusion, acceptance, love, abundance, enlightenment, freedom, infinite love, oneness. That behind all my desires was this essence these deeper rooted meanings and calls from within. And I realize that it's all of us who have that. Behind everything, there's a primordial decision to move towards a goal. Because that's the nature of our evolution, our life, is to move towards something, to have an intention. Like this little ant just did, is the intention to move around, to collect food and to make shelter and to protect the nest and to do all the things of the kingdom of ants. It's got its place, its intention, its goal, and it's continuously on that path, making it happen, making it happen. This is the natural impulse. But what happens is when we're moving towards that natural impulse, what happens is that we hit obstacles, failures. We go for asking someone out on a date and they laugh in our face or give us a scowling look of you're nothing, or like you're not beautiful, or you're not handsome, or not you, or something that you see within yourself. If you've already got that feeling of it being insecure, when you see anything that perhaps even looks like that outside, it feels like a magnification and very crushing inside. This crushing feeling, in those crushing moments when we were going for a goal, a business venture and it failed, a relationship and it didn't work out in some way, when we were bold enough to take some action, for our time back then was bold, and we experienced some form of failure, in that moment, some part of us froze and made a decision. And it was the decision of defeat within a state, within a mindset, within an emotional body state of defeat. We made a decision in our defeated state that we won't go down that road again. In fact, many of our decisions that we made in those moments where we were feeling defeat, we made a decision to go the other way, to protect ourselves, to never approach again women for a date, or that approaching women for a date is dangerous or potentially threatening to your psyche and to your emotions and to your feelings of self-worth. How many of those decisions have you made in your past where you were going forward in life and someone or something or within your own self, you're sticking your neck out and then you got stopped, you halted, you failed in some way, whether by your own standard or someone else's standard. You felt the feeling of failure. And in that moment, you made a crucial, unconscious, mostly decision of defeat, to wall up, to protect, to pull back. That's the cornerstone. That's the thing. You've got one decision going one way. Yes, I'm going to move towards this goal, this intention in my life. I want to attain this fully. And then you have another intention inside of you that says, oh, going towards a goal means eventual failure and ridicule. Why go for it in the first place? Save yourself. Hold grace. Be calm and accept where you're at in life. This decision of failure and forwarding decision create the opposites in life. This is what the great Taoist masters told us. The great Zen masters, the great wisdom masters from every tradition said that this duality of opposites, I'm worthy, I'm not worthy, are all within our subconscious mind. And the way to overcome them, the deepest way to overcome them is to unite them. And we unite them because it's in the unity of them that they both dissolve. The charge that you have on both sides, positive and negative. And in that nectar of unity, your deepest power awakens. Your deepest power of decision awakens, becomes clear. You have greater access to the files of your experience, to all the subconscious and conscious knowledge you've picked up throughout the days and ages, all the wisdom you've heard and received from others, all the refinements you've made in your own perceptions. They all come to the forefront because you're in a state of equanimity. The way to enter that equanimity is feel right now. Let's do this, shall we? Let's all do it with you. Let's all do this. I'm going to invite you to do this, challenge you. What's a bold decision that needs to be made right now? A bold action that you know that you want to take. Okay? Find it. Pick it. Okay, I'm going to post this. That's a bold action. Okay? Bold action. I'm going to post this. Feel any fear, trepidation, any holdback, anything that you're resisting. Doesn't feel right, feels off. Any mental images, any thoughts, any emotions, any body sensations, as your aim is to go towards, with intention, towards this goal that you wish to attain or give or bring forth. Can you feel it? There's got to be something there. Behind that is your decision of defeat. And the way to dissolve it is to go into it. We're always focusing on the positive side. In so many ways, focus on the positive, do positive affirmations. By continuously focusing on the opposite, we are not entering equilibrium. We are unconsciously making way for its very opposite, which is failure again. Because we're not at one. To be at one, we must feel how it's not going to work out. So dive through there. Dive through the deepest fear. Dive through the fear of what would happen if you stick your neck out and take a bold action. The one that you need to take. What's the worst thing that can happen? Feel it fully. Any images, any thoughts, any emotions, any body sensations. I feel like I could get judged. If people give thumbs down. I feel it fully. A ridicule of doing it in a pool. I'm just feeling all the things that could arise. My own judgment, looking back at this, I'm feeling. Any images, any thoughts, any emotions, any body sensations. The criticalness that I have in myself, of myself, I'm feeling that. Feel yours, strongly. Any images, any thoughts, any emotions, any body sensations. The more you enter it, the more you'll dissolve. Take a deep breath. Now, when you take a deep breath, that layer dissolves. And in this void, the next layer of content, underneath that, feel, is there any other fear there as you go towards this goal, this bold action of choice? Is there anything else there? Any images, any thoughts, any emotions, any body sensations, any trepidations, negative, heavy feelings? If there are, feel them, magnify them, enter them, don't resist them. And in that void, is there, what's next there? We'll do this one more time. Is there any other fear, any other thing left there? Feel it fully. Making a bold action. You will come up against these inner obstacles that were birthed in a decision you made of defeat way back then. Fully now. Simply feel those decisions you've made in the form of resistances. And any images, thoughts, emotions, and body sensations. As a warrior, enter them with openness and presence rather than recoiling or suppressing or denying or pushing them away. Enter it all the way to the core. And when you've come right to the core, there'll be nothing left. Peace and your very self. Decision and act in you. it's good for now to dissolve the past, but watch your making of decisions from now on. Oh, that happened, I won't. Oh, she's acting this way with me, I'm not going to give her my presence. Watch your decisions of defeat, even in terms of your attitude, and drop them as they start to arise. And watch the flower of freedom that grows, and enjoy it fully.